right, we're back with Fran Johnson from the Fran Johnson team at Keller Williams. She's answering your real estate and housing market questions. All right, Fran, this first question is, if I have an 825 FICO score, does it make it easier for me to get a better rate, or does it even matter much right now?
And the answer to that question is always better rate when you have a high FICO score. The lower your score, it might jeopardize the best rate that you can get. And when you couple that with a good down payment, it makes it even better.
Okay. This next question is, when will it be good to buy a house again? I was thinking the first of the year, this person says.
So the answer to that is the time to buy is now. As rates continue to climb a little bit, it's going to reduce your buying power. So the quicker you can get in on the lower rates, the better off you are.
I guess they're kind of thinking, they're hoping that the bottom's going to fall out and the houses will be much cheaper. Do we see that even coming in the next 6 months?
I can understand that thinking, but actually, even if the house price comes down with the interest rate going up, it will make your monthly investment and payment more for the rate to go up than for you to pay the higher price now.
Interesting to think of that way. All right, this person says, my property tax significantly increased when the home prices went up. I'm sure lots of homeowners saw that. Can we expect to see lower taxes when the housing market goes back down to the lower levels?
So your cities and counties do tax assessments, just every few years, and it stays that same until they reassess again. So if they assess just before, right after all the boom and the market rate is up, then your assessment is going to be up, and it's going to be a while before it comes down again. And that happened in 2008 and 9. They assessed during the bottom dropping, and so all the tax assessments went down. So that's a question for your local government officials that set your tax rates.
Yeah, and it's not going to go down probably that fast for you to be able to file an appeal or anything like that, not within the next year anyway.
Yeah. Now, if you think it's way too high, you can go file an appeal, but you have to substantiate your claim.
Okay. All right, so this next question is, do you have to get a lawyer in order to sell your house?
Yes, you do have to get a lawyer because they have to prepare your seller documents. A deed has to be prepared. A lot of people think they just pull the deed they were given when they bought the house and that's the title you transfer. Well, that's not the case. The attorney actually draws a whole new deed document, and they need to prepare that. And in order for you to transfer title to the buyer.
All right, so this person's asking this question. Is it ever a good idea for you to work with a real estate agent that is working with you and the seller of the house that you're wanting to purchase?
Most people are uncomfortable with the agent being on both sides. Personally, I have been on both sides of the deal, but both my buyer and seller were very comfortable. And typically I will always only represent one of those parties, not both, and they are informed about that. So if any of the parties are uncomfortable at all, they should get separate agents.
And because the agent's supposed to be acting in your best interest.
Yes, but even if you're doing both sides of the deal, you have to be fair to both parties, and you have to disclose all material facts to both parties. So it's just that personal element that comes in. And actually, as a buyer agent, working separately with a buyer, you can give a little bit higher level of service because you can advise them what to offer. You can advise them on certain things. So you can't do that if you're just representing the seller side.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so when we come back, we are going to be talking about what to expect at closing. This is one of those things. How often do you think people buy a house in their lifetime? The average?
Some people buy 2, some people buy 10.
All right, for most of us who are buying 2 or 3 in our lifetime, this is not something that you do every day, and stuff changes and it is complicated. So we're going to be looking at what it takes when you close. Plus, we have several other text questions as well. You can continue to text us 336-379-5775, and we'll be right back.